Hey guys, Sarah from Aaron's Outdoor, and today I'm currently at this old abandoned shopping center and mall that has a creek out in front of it. I actually fished it yesterday, caught a ton of little fish on my ultralight rod, but I wanted to come back because I actually saw some pretty good bass in there, and I'm bringing a bigger spinning rod with this little Texas rig worm. It's not really a big lure, but it is a bigger lure, and I'm hoping to catch some bigger bass today, so we'll see if I can get in there and make it happen. It's actually like 6 o'clock and it gets dark at 7:15, or that's when sundown is. So it probably gets dark at 7:30. I was thinking it didn't get dark till 8, but I'm kind of forgetting I'm on Central Time, so it might get dark a little bit earlier here. But with that being said, I just need to get out there and start fishing. And I'm getting in the creek at a different bridge than I put in at yesterday. A little bit further down the creek, I pretty much only saw smaller fish, but up this way is where I saw the big ones. I don't know how easy it is gonna be to get down here, but we'll see. I think it did look a little steep, but I think it's doable. There's not as much brush. It's actually pretty steep. It's worse than I thought it was. Let's see what the other side looks like. It's probably just as steep. It kind of just depends on what it looks like next to the bridge. I might have walked all the way up here for nothing. Yeah, that's also very steep. From down there, it didn't look as bad. I'll see if I can get down right here. Hopefully there's not poison ivy in all this mess. Goodness, this is some tall grass. Something is moving in there. Ow. All right, well, that wasn't exactly easy, but I made it down to the creek. Oh, there's some gooey stuff in my hand. I don't know what that is. I need to wash it off in the creek. All right, so I saw some good fish down here. I also saw a lot of good fish down there. It's typically better to go upstream, but since I only have an hour and it's not that much time, I want to probably at least make a few casts down here. Oh, there's a fish. I already got one. Not very big. Not much bigger than what we were catching yesterday. I mean, I did catch a handful that were bigger than this yesterday. But hey, it's a fish. Tiny little spotted bass. I mean, I saw a handful of bass over 2 pounds yesterday. And there we go. He kind of released himself there, but there are some solid fish in here. I don't know if I'll get them to bite this. That's not the best sign of I caught that tiny little one, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm just fishing with this little robo worm. I mean, it's still a pretty small lure, but it's not an ultralight lure. I would still think a bigger bass would want to bite it. All right, I'm gonna make a few more casts downstream, and then I'm just gonna start going up. All right, up here is where the creek got a little bit deeper, and I saw some good bass, and I caught some of the best bass of the day yesterday. So hopefully they'll still be there. I mean, I don't think they can really get anywhere else, so they should be. Oh, there's a little bass. Not too bad. Definitely bigger than the last one we caught. All right, just getting into this good area, as I would call it. This is where I started catching them yesterday. Man, chill, buddy. Still pretty small, but I mean, some of the ones I were catching yesterday were like teeny tiny, so I'll take what I can get. Still think this lure is capable of catching one of those big ones. Oh my goodness. And this guy didn't want to stop flopping. But another little spotted bass. I think all the bigger ones I saw yesterday were largemouth. So, I don't know. We'll see if we can get one. He's probably going to splash me when he swims off here. There he goes. There we go. Oh man, there's another one. Dude, this creek is loaded with little bass. Is this a largemouth? It is a largemouth. Man, I probably should have just been using a bass lure all of yesterday then. Yesterday I was catching, I like catching those sunfish too, but I caught a bunch of sunfish and a bunch of bass. Seems like this would have been a great little lure if I'd used it yesterday. Anyway, we need this guy's grandpa. Alright, we'll see if there's another one over there. Actually, I don't think I caught any right here yesterday. It kind of gets shallow and then deep again. And where it gets deep again is where I caught him yesterday and where I saw the real big ones. Oh. There's a fish. Oh, another little bass, I think. It almost looked like it wasn't a bass for a second. This is a little bit bigger worm with a bigger hook, so if a sunfish tried to eat it, I don't know if I would hook any sunfish. There are a bunch of sunfish in here, but the vast majority of them are probably not big enough to get that hook in their mouth. But bass have a much bigger mouth, so they can fit it in no problem, even if they're tiny like this little guy. All right, buddy. And if you're interested in the worm I'm using, it is a robo worm, 4.5 inch, fat, straight tail, in the MM3 color. Oh, got one. Oh, was that a fish? I couldn't tell, man. Felt like I got a big one, unless it was like stuck on something and just popped off. But it was like moving. I don't know, man. A fish might have wrapped me up in something. There's so many of them back here. Now I'm really sight fishing. There's a fish. Not too big. I saw some bigger ones. I had a significantly bigger one bite a second ago, and I pulled the worm straight out of his mouth, which kind of stinks, but this is probably still the biggest one yet, so I'll take it. Man. And I mean, I see like there's just a handful of bass cruising back and forth. They're about this size or bigger, so kind of got one of the smaller ones, but I'll take it. Still the biggest of the day so far. I mean, I haven't been out here long. I've already caught 5 little bass. Up where I live in the mountains, you can't catch fish like this in creeks up there. We just don't have, the creeks up there just don't have quite this many bass and sunfish in them. Just like, it's just a higher elevation and they can only support so many fish. And I'm sure there are mountain creeks that do have a lot like this, which is not where I live. Got one nose up on it. It's not very big, but guess he doesn't want it. I need a big one to bite. All right, yeah, this is definitely the big rock where I saw a lot of the bass yesterday. Ooh, I had one biting it, but there we go. Ooh, that's a pretty solid one. That ain't bad. Man, chill. This is one of the better ones. Not a giant, but bigger than anything I caught out here yesterday. Chill, bud. Don't flop off. There we go. I want to hold you. All right, that ain't a bad bass. It's pretty solid. Probably still less than a pound. It's those largemouth, I'm telling you. The largemouth are the biggest ones I saw. But that's still a solid fish. There's like a big old rock over there, and there's a big undercut beneath it, and a bunch of bass were swimming under there yesterday. All right, well, that's a solid little creek bass right there. There are definitely bigger ones than this, but that's still a pretty dang solid one for this little creek. Yeah, that's not even that, yeah, now that I see him in the water, I mean, I definitely saw way bigger fish than that yesterday. I'm liking these little robo worms. I don't know why I've never used a robo worm on a Texas rig before. I've always used them on a drop shot, and they work phenomenal on a drop shot, but they look pretty dang good on a Texas rig. And they were floating up pretty good. I can really see them in this little creek, so I could see it on the bottom, and they were kind of sticking straight up, especially if you wiggle them a little bit. So might have to try this doing some river fishing here soon. Let me know down below if you ever used a robo worm on a Texas rig. I mean, I don't think it's a very common thing, honestly, but it seems very effective, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work in a bigger river. If it's working this well in this little creek, I'm definitely going to try it river fishing here soon. Actually, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day in Alabama, so and I'm fishing a new river. So yeah, maybe I'll start off with this tomorrow. I'll just leave it tied on. All right, coming up on the last deep hole. It's about to get dark anyway, so it's probably good timing. This is where I randomly walked through the bushes out onto the side of the road yesterday. I'll probably have to do it again today. It's hard to get in this creek because there's so many weeds on either side of it. And actually, I didn't catch a bass out of here yesterday, but I missed one that like came off at the bank. Maybe it happened with two of them, I can't remember. But I don't think I landed one out of here. I do know they're in there though. There we go, there's a little bass. All right, I at least got one out of here. I was hoping to end it with at least one fish out of this hole. It's not the deepest hole ever, so I don't know how many are down in there. I'm kind of surprised. Today we did, I mean, I'm not too surprised, but we only caught one largemouth today. Wasn't able to get one of those big ones. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll get one out of here, who knows. But I didn't see anything too big in this hole yesterday. Either way though, I've only been fishing for like an hour, if that. I think I started walking over here at 6. It's 7:06, so actually fishing wise it's probably like just under an hour. So I'll take it, man. I mean, I don't have a good creek like this next to me where I can just catch that many bass easily in an hour. Obviously these aren't the biggest, but still some fun. I mean, if I like worked near a creek like this, I'd probably go here after work sometimes. It's fun when you can just get out for a short amount of time and still catch a good amount of fish, which is part of the reason I like creek fishing so much. It's not as difficult and it's just enjoyable because you catch more. All right, that might have to do it for the fishing today. It's about to be dark anyway. I could go walk back and try to fish those deep holes, but honestly it was pretty tough getting in at that bridge, and it's going to be even tougher getting out there. So I think I'll do what I did yesterday, which is just climb up this little hill. There's not as many weeds as you can tell. It's kind of steep, but it's better than that bridge I put in at. It's freaking spider web in my eye. All right, here we go again. I know those people are thinking I'm crazy. They just saw a random dude walk out of a bush. But yeah, this is some urban fishing for you. It honestly is a really good little creek. And there are some solid bass in there. I thought about bringing my glide bait, but there's just so few bass that are big enough to eat the glide bait. I was like, if I do that, I'll probably catch 1-2 fish at the most. And I wanted to be able to catch more fish, but also possibly catch bigger fish which is why I went with the robo worm. So I don't regret it. That was like an hour of fishing. Caught 7 little bass. You know, most of the time river fishing or out on the lake, you're not going to catch that many bass in an hour. Yeah, it amazes me how these abandoned malls still leave the lights on. I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe they don't want people going in there and it's easier to spot them with the lights on, but it kind of seems like a waste of electricity. Alright y'all, that is just about going to do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this little urban creek fishing adventure here in Alabama. I really wish I lived right next to a creek like this. I mean, there are a lot of creeks like this that are just filled with a ton of fish, but where I live, they're not, I don't know, they're mainly like super pressured or something like that, so you can't catch as many fish. So this is kind of a treat to come to Alabama, and after spending most of the day doing some river fishing, I was able to just come to this little creek for an hour, still catch a handful of fish and have some fun. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. But I'll catch y'all on the next video. Thanks for watching.